Right. And one of the things that surprised me when I was investigating about the matter is that there's a particular problem with the District 5th and 7th in the city.
Right.
And that the two are nationally two of the districts that are more unfairly drawn, the 5th and 7th. So what could be done in order for those districts to be drawn fairly or correctly?
Generally speaking, the more compact the district is, and the more even that the districts are in population, the more you could feel confident that it was fairly drawn. This is an issue that, unfortunately, most voters or most citizens don't pay a lot of attention to, but it's very important to the politicians because the lines of the district determine, to a great extent, who is going to be elected and who gets to stay in office. So the politicians involved have a real vested interest in making sure that it's drawn in a way that benefits them or benefits their friends. And in the end, it yields to it leads to people staying in office too long, challengers having a very difficult time breaking their way into legislative bodies, and it often has the effect of diminishing the power of minority groups.
Yeah, they're supposed to look like a circle, more or less.
Well, they're supposed to look at their best. I mean, Philadelphia is an oddly shaped municipality, so it's hard to have precise boundaries for these districts. But generally speaking, the more compact it is, the more it looks like some geometric shape, the better off, the more fair it is. Because once you start deviating from that, you end up with funny little tales and things like that that are aimed at bringing in a certain group and helping. Usually helping the incumbent win again. We're nonpartisan and have to make sure that we're not favoring any particular candidate. So we haven't gotten deeply into where the lines should be drawn. Don't feel, frankly, competent enough to do that. But certainly. The one thing is clear is that they shouldn't be drawn intentionally to disenfranchise Latino voters, and I'm afraid that that's what's happened in the past. It's the only thing you can conclude from looking at how wacky some of these districts have looked over time.
Yeah, and that's going to be, a voting power. What do you think would happen with District 1?
Well, probably, I think all the districts on the west side of town have been losing population, and all the districts toward the east have been gaining population, and the growth of the Mexican community in District 1 is a good example of it. Now this year, it might not be enough to make the difference, but this is a good reason why people need to be paying attention to this a lot more seriously between redistricting, between that decade in between, and making the process more open and more fair, and because 10 years from now, that community might be a huge part of that district down there.